streaming December 12th on Peacock. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are back.
That's hot. Loves it.
For a show-stopping reunion that will prove putting on an opera is anything but simple.
We're really good at this.
One thing's for sure, they won't be upstaged.
Good to have you back. Come on, we've got a show to do.
Paris and Nicole, The Encore, a 3-part reunion special, streaming December 12th, only on Peacock.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Creating really great retail experiences with multiple stores, teams, and workflows is tough. But with Shopify's point-of-sale system, you can do it across thousands of locations without complexity. It's a unified command center, bringing together in-store and online operations so customers can shop how they want, and staff have the tools to close every sale. Check out shopify.com/special offer and create the best retail experiences without complexity.
The Emirates NBA Cup is off and high rolling. Everyone in the league wanted to get their hands on this trophy. But now, only a few are left standing for the single elimination knockout rounds. Get ready for some of the most action-packed, down-to-the-final-buzzer basketball you've ever seen.
The action heating up here in Vegas.
All culminating with a chip in Las Vegas. Good luck. The Emirates NBA Cup quarterfinals begin Tuesday on TNT.
Hello everyone! The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip. Gretchen is not a trans character.
No, not in the world of this film. Mm-hmm. So it's casting this actress because we like her, and then she is playing a character that is, as you said, queer. That's all we know about her sexuality.
Which, yay, representation.
Yay. Yeah, and that's an interesting point because one of the things I noted is that in some of the press leading up to this film, because it's Hunter Schafer's first leading role, as far as I could tell, and she was pretty candid about saying she would prefer if people stop referring to her as like a trans actress or being a poster child for trans actors. She just wants to be known as an actor.
Yeah.
And folks were covering this because there's a weirdness to this film, so that makes it queer in the traditional sense of the definition. Right. But also, we're covering it because it's Hunter Schafer, and she is a prominent trans actress. So I was actually a little confronted when I read that interview because I thought, oh God, I don't want to be one of those fucking assholes who's like, oh, she's a trans actress, she's doing so good. But I also do kind of feel like, at least in this political moment,
it's notable.
Well, I respect what she's talking about from an individualistic perspective, but I also think it's really important to highlight, here's a trans actress who is in a lead role in this major film, and she's a great role model. And I hope that a bunch of people do say, oh, wow, look at her. She's just out there doing great. Maybe we could accept trans people as legitimate human fucking beings and cast them in a few more movies.
Yeah, I mean, I understand everything that you are saying, but I do also understand where Schafer's coming from, you know?
Oh, 100%.
Because I think it's a thing, and we've talked about this before, you know, where it's like, oh, if this queer movie is coming out and it's like a mainstream film, like, you know, think about like Love, Simon when that came out, you know? And it's like, oh, it has to get everything right and make everything for everyone. And it's just not
It's impossible.
Possible. It's impossible to do that. And so, of course, people are going to come out and be like, well, oh, Love, Simon isn't really like the true experience. And I was like, well, okay, but like everyone's experience is different. Yeah, what is it? And so I can imagine the immense pressure a prominent trans actor like Hunter Schafer must feel, where it's like, oh, everything you have to do has to be like the best thing for trans people that can happen. And it's like, well, that's not realistic. And so I understand, but it's, you know, it's also like, hey, I want to be known just, as you said, as an actor and not just the trans actor. And it's like, well, I think when we are talking about, you know, progressive moments, like, again, I think this is a progressive moment, but I think if you're building your entire critique or praise of Hunter Schafer's role is like, oh, as for a trans actress, this is so good, you know? I mean, obviously, you know, where it's like, like you're adding this qualifier to it.
And it doesn't need to be there.
Whereas if you are talking about, like, let's talk about queerness in film, sure, let's do that. But again, like, for her career as a whole, does she want to be known as the trans actress? No. And I totally get that.